When I would bring Max around other children the same age, he was not doing the same things the other children was doing, and that was a huge red flag for me. And it got to the point where I actually Googled autism, and I actually took a checklist on the internet, and after checking off that he's not answering to his name, there's no eye contact, there was no social communication, he was walking on his tiptoes, really got this sick feeling in my stomach. You know, something's going on here, and I was hoping that the pediatrician would just say, you know, he's just a boy, things are going a little bit slower. But it wasn't until after the second appointment with the pediatrician that she did send us to go get things looked at a little bit further. You know, as a parent, you have a lot of hopes and dreams and goals for your children, and once we received the autism diagnosis, everything changed. Everything.
Your initial reaction is one of, you know, what's that mean? How do you deal with it? But it's also, you know, it's a lifelong thing, so you don't know what it means for that child for the rest of their life. Well, at the beginning of the 12-week program, what you saw with the kids in the group was they would come in, they'd each go off to a toy to play with. They would not interact with each other. They would just kind of stay in their own little world. They'd just go to whatever they wanted to focus on at the moment. You had almost no eye contact from any of the kids when you tried to interact with them as an adult, or when you watched them in terms of interacting with the other kids in the class. By the end of the program, what you saw was not only were these kids, did they know each other and become friends, they actually would interact, they would share information, they look forward to seeing each other each week. In fact, when we talked to Max about going to his program, he would rattle off that he was going to go see the other kids in the program, and you would see the interaction. You saw more eye contact towards the end, where they'd look at each other as they were talking to each other. You saw them give things to each other, and you saw them taking turns. Again, not, you know, it's not a 0 to 100% here. You know, it's a degree of improvement over time, but you know, just a real difference in terms of how they responded towards the end of the program.
I think with Max that the future looks very bright for him now. I think he's going to be able to, you know, go to school. He's going to have friends. I can see that now, that he's making social connections, that he's talking with other children, that he wants to initiate play with other children, which did not happen before this program, to, you know, something as simple as, you know, getting his license when he's 16, going through high school, college, you know, get married someday. Those are a lot of the questions that I wasn't sure was going to happen for him 2 years ago, but now I feel like Max's future looks very bright. We might have to tweak a few things here and there for him, but he's gonna be okay.
I have all the hopes Max will be what he wants to be. He'll be very successful. I don't have any in my heart. I know he'll be fine. We prayed on it a lot, and it'll be okay.
So I think a goal moving forward for us is for Max to truly understand what is autism, what does it mean, but more importantly, to make sure that Max doesn't use autism as a crutch through life, but to really use autism as a stepping stone to be successful in life and not let it be a barrier or hinder his ability to succeed. And that's the true goal that I would have for my son. I would hope others have for their children with autism. Truly understand what it means and to use it in a positive way. And I truly think that that's the cutting edge, right? And that's the stuff that Providence is working on. That's the stuff that I think we as a collective community need to rally around, and we need to support that and embrace that.
We're fortunate. We had the ability to provide the resources for Max, whether it was financial or access to therapy. And because our family is so large, and everybody, most people there know that, but because we've got a large extended family in the area, Max received all kinds of support from family members, and Christine and Mike get a lot of help from them. But other families aren't so fortunate. We have really families that have needs that are limited by financial resources. They're limited by support groups around them. And so we need to help support the Children's Center financially to provide resources to those families who can't afford it or who don't have access to other family members to provide that support.